Wyoming may be known for its picturesque landscapes and outdoor adventures, but the state has also seen its fair share of heinous crimes. From murder mysteries to tragic disappearances, here are 5 high-profile true crime cases that have left their mark on the cowboy state. 1. The murder of Brian Scott Nichols. In 1996, Brian Scott Nichols was a well-known figure in the small town of Jackson. He had a successful business, and was well-liked by many in the community. But on the morning of May 12, 1996, his wife found him shot to death in their home. The investigation that followed led to a shocking discovery. Nichols' business partner, Stephen Hammer, was the one who had pulled the trigger. Hammer was ultimately convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life in prison. 2. The disappearance of Amy Roe Bechtel. In July 1997, 24-year-old Amy Roe Bechtel went for a run in the Shoshone National Forest and never returned. Despite an extensive search and investigation, no trace of Bechtel was ever found. The case remains unsolved to this day, and her disappearance has become one of Wyoming's most enduring mysteries. 3. The murder of Ron and Luella Widmer. In 1990, Ron and Luella Widmer were murdered in their home in Thermopolis. The killer took their lives with a shotgun and then set their house on fire in an attempt to cover up the crime. After a lengthy investigation, police arrested and charged Dennis Poitras Jr., a former employee of the Widmers. Poitras was convicted of the murders and sentenced to death, but his sentence was later commuted to life in prison. 4. The murder of Matthew Shepard. In 1998, 21-year-old University of Wyoming student Matthew Shepard was brutally beaten, tied to a fence, and left for dead in a rural area outside Laramie. The attack, which was motivated by Shepard's sparked a national conversation about hate crimes and LGBTQ+ rights. 2 men, Aaron McKinney and Russell Henderson, were ultimately convicted of Shepard's murder and sentenced to life in prison. 5. The disappearance of Christy Richardson. In October 2014, Christy Richardson vanished from her home in Afton. Her car was found abandoned on a remote road, but there was no sign of Richardson. Despite extensive search efforts, she has not been found and her case remains unsolved. Richardson's family continues to search for answers and hopes that one day they will be able to bring her home. These 5 cases represent just a small fraction of the true crime stories that have unfolded in Wyoming over the years. While the state may be sparsely populated, it is no stranger to tragedy and injustice. The victims and their families will always be remembered, and their stories will continue to captivate and horrify us for years to come.